My uncle ignored his son for years and cried the loudest when it was finally too late. My uncle had a son from his first marriage. After the divorce, he started a new family and had 2 daughters. But his first son slowly became someone he acted like didn't exist anymore. What hurt the most was that the son never stopped trying. But my uncle never did. My grandma, his mother, was the only one who stayed in contact with him. She would talk about him, check on him, and keep that connection alive when my uncle had already cut it off emotionally. It always felt like 2 different worlds in the same family. Then years later, something strange and painful happened. My cousin ended up working at the same state agency as my uncle. It wasn't a huge place, so people ran into each other often. Everyone knew this moment was going to come eventually, and it did. The first time they saw each other at work, my cousin didn't come with anger. He came with hope. He walked up to my uncle calmly, like nothing was broken, and offered his hand for a handshake. Just a simple gesture. A chance to restart something that had been broken for decades. My uncle looked at his hand and refused it. He didn't shake it, didn't speak, didn't even acknowledge him properly. He just turned and walked away like he had seen a stranger. And my cousin was left standing there with his hand still raised in the air, not knowing what to do with it. After that day, he stopped trying. Years passed again. Then the worst thing happened. My cousin died in a car accident. When the funeral happened, the entire family came together. It was one of the few times everyone was in the same room again. And for the first time in years, my uncle and his son were face to face. But this time, there was no chance to ignore him. There was only silence and goodbye. When the coffin was brought in, my uncle completely broke down. Not quiet crying, not controlled emotion. Full collapse. He cried like something inside him had been ripped open. People in the room could hear it, could feel it. And what made it even harder to watch was his face. It wasn't just sadness, it was regret that had nowhere left to go. But no one rushed to comfort him. Not because they didn't understand grief, but because everyone remembered the years before this moment. The ignored handshake, the silent walk away, the son who kept trying and trying until he finally stopped. The funeral ended, but the feeling didn't. After that day, my uncle changed. He became quieter. He stopped showing up the same way. It was like something in him stayed frozen at that coffin and never came back. A while later, he suffered a heart attack. He survived, but he was never the same again.